Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Crown Convos. Whether you are feeling super motivated or maybe a little overwhelmed about getting ready for this year's nationals, today's episode is just for you. I'll be sharing a 4-week plan with some small habits, some ideas, and some ways to stay consistent without burning out. So let's talk about prepping with a purpose, not pressure. If you're someone who loves journaling, storytelling, or writing down your thoughts, there is a unique opportunity at the end of this episode for you, so stick around. This Crown Convos episode is brought to you by some of our sponsors. Mary from Confidence and Poise, Carrie from Pageant Coaching and Designs, and Faith from Queenies and Crowns. They are all helping young women grow in confidence, grow their purpose, and they do that through every phase of the competition journey. So let's start with the 4-week prep plan. It's a sample weekly prep layout. You can adjust it to fit your schedule, but this just gives you like the framework to follow without overloading your calendar. For week 1, it's all about foundation. So if you haven't already, please write out your personal introduction. Go ahead and review the age division expectations located in the National Guidebook. Also, you want to try on some outfits if you're not sure what you're going to wear yet for the personal introduction competition. Remember, it's the same outfit that you're going to wear for interview. So try on the outfits, maybe take some pictures, video yourself talking, and then you can see what is missing from that outfit or your personal introduction. For week 2, you want to work on practicing routines. You want to practice your walking patterns. You would have already received now in the mail, in the national mailing, you would have received a flyer of the brand new walking pattern for the required formal wear modeling competition. If you haven't checked your mail yet, you can also find it in week 5 of the weekly wave, and it's at namnationals.com. When you're practicing, you want to practice your posture, your pacing. Again, it's important to film yourself when you're practicing so that you can review it. It's also important to start running mock interviews. If you have someone in your household you can practice with, whether it is a spouse, a parent, a sibling, a roommate, go ahead and practice those mock interview questions. It's going to get you more comfortable. You can Google or go to ChatGPT and ask some interview questions for your age division, and then you can practice that way. Go ahead and start scheduling your wardrobe alterations if you need to. You want to make sure that every outfit you're wearing fits you very well, and it will help you feel more confident when you're walking on stage. For week 3, you want to focus on polishing up your personal introduction, your walking pattern, whatever it may be. And you want to work on your confidence level as well. So a way you can do this is by memorizing whatever it is, whether it's your personal introduction, if you're participating in the spokesmodel competition, if you are doing the actors competition, you want to memorize everything and then you can internalize it so that you're working on being a lot more realistic and genuine than memorized. When you are practicing your personal introduction and if you're doing the optional spokesmodel contest, it's important to add arm movements in, also adding facial expressions. You don't want to overuse your hands, but it is important to give some purpose with those hand movements. Now let's take a look at some personal introductions from last year for each age division.
Hi everyone, coming from Houston, Texas. This model and actress loves to do dance, gymnastics, and create TikToks. This second grader has big plans when I grow up. I want to become a surgeon one day, but for now, I help my parents take care of my pet husky named Kanai and my 2 cats named Lehman Cupcake. I have a heart of service and love giving back to my community. My platform is called Chloe Cares, and I love to give out special care packages to those in need. I am now ready to help other girls go into their confidence and feel special too. If you give me the chance to become the national princess, I am Chloe Renee Dela Cruz.
Just like Elvis, I like to keep things all shook up. Whether I'm on the field defending the goal, bringing characters to life on stage, or using my voice to show that dyslexia is a different ability and not a disability, I'm always giving it my all. As a championship soccer player, actress, singer, honor student, and public speaker, I'm on a mission to inspire and make a difference. But that's not all. I'm also supporting the Ronald McDonald House by collecting and donating over 5,000 pop tabs. I may be named after the king, but this queen is hoping you can't help falling in love with me. From Florida, the one and only Sassy from Tallahassee, I am Presley Locke.
For a moment, forget everything you thought you knew about a preteen. A natural hair influencer with over 100,000 video views, teaching my audience how to rock their curls, using my voice as a motivational speaker nationwide. I realized authenticity is a lot like the sugar I'm addicted to. It makes life a little sweeter. Then again, so is a lava cake from Chili's. And you know I'm breaking off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. At home in Red Oak, Texas, I'm a middle school math whiz who's authored 3 books, encouraging girls to celebrate their uniqueness, a theme that carries over to my charity work because natural beauty looks best no matter how it adds up. A future surgeon tickling your funny bone, realizing that just like my candy, I've got the whole world at my fingertips. I am Jackson Brown.
Music, experiences, and laughter all bring people together. But what better way to unite than through food? I celebrate my Laotian, Vietnamese, and Cambodian ancestry by hitting the kitchen. At my Houston, Georgia farm, I experiment with far away flavors. After I've fed my pet peacock, of course. But my love for culture is so much more than the menu. I created barriers to bridges to address division at its source. Providing transitional services and linguistic classes assists immigrants in transcending the cultural barrier. By embracing all of who I am, I've discovered a passion for the Best Buddies Club and becoming an elementary educator so that I can promote inclusion from the ground up. After all, my parents worked so hard to live this American dream, and I won't soon forget it. Making a place for everyone. I am Emily Nakem.
Empathy and respect are not bound to borders. And as I spoke to the mayor in Taipei, Taiwan, I saw that come to life. Luckily, as a pentalingual ambassador, proficient in Mandarin, French, English, Korean, and Spanish, connecting to others comes naturally, which is a needed skill as I become a United States Marine Corps officer. Preparing to lead my troops throughout the art of communication, I'm racing to protect our freedom, preparing for officer candidate school by running nonprofit 10Ks. With 14 years of service to Ronald McDonald House Charities, the pace doesn't slow down as we continue to expand our in-house experiences and holiday toy drives. Residents come from all walks of life, cultures, and family backgrounds, so my mission is to give them the same happiness latte art gives me as a Starbucks barista. Pouring out leadership from Moscow, Idaho. Au revoir, 再见, and adios. My name is Deja Fitzwater.
When it's hard, it's worth it. A mindset that pushed me to open my own storefront in Wisconsin and propels me daily as an entrepreneur. Being an avid thrifter surely helps when picking inventory for Silver Star Market. And my 1973 Super Beetle absolutely adds to our curb appeal. But it's ultimately my story that makes an impact. Moved by my family's battle with food insecurity, our nonprofit, Stepping for Hunger, has donated over 2 million pounds of food nationwide, following the Slater motto of dream big to be big. But when I was told to suppress these dreams, I went for it anyway, We are more than the limits others believe for us. And my movement, Girl Chat, instills this in the next generation, making empowerment everyone's lifestyle. As Miss Hayward, I am Hannah Slater.
So last week's Crown Convos episode 3, MT talked about packing, she talked about shoes and practicing in them. So please do not let the first time you wear your competition shoes be at NAMM Nationals. Go ahead and put them on. Walk around your house, do your dishes with your shoes on. Whenever I was a contestant, I would put them on at the mall and go shopping with my mom or my friends and really break them in so that I felt comfortable walking around in my competition shoes. Week 4 is all about being calm and connected. So you want to do some light practice. Don't overwork yourself. We are really close to nationals at this point. So most of your preparation should be done already as far as learning personal introduction, memorizing the actress contest lines, whatever it is that you're doing. So you want to pack early. Again, last week's episode was excellent with information on packing tips and things to think about as you are laying out your wardrobe. So review those checklists and just do one thing a day, just for fun, to get excited. We don't want you to be stressed. This is an exciting opportunity. This is an exciting week, and we don't want you to be stressed. This 4-week plan is going to help keep things balanced while building a strong momentum for the national competition. Now let me share some practice tips with you for your required competitions. For personal introduction, I mentioned it earlier, but you do want to use hand gestures. Again, don't overuse them, but it is important to know that you can move your hands. One hand is going to be on the microphone, and when you're not using it, the other hand will be down by your side. But if you do have the opportunity to add some gestures, go ahead and practice adding those in. You want to also practice in a mirror. You want to know what you look like when you are saying your personal introduction. You don't want to have no emotion. You want to have expression. You want to smile even with your eyes. That's possible. And it is possible to smile while you're speaking about yourself. You don't have to smile the entire time, but give your face some expression. Also, when practicing, you can use a remote control, a hairbrush, maybe you have a karaoke microphone, but practice with something in your hand. It will be more natural once you get on stage for the competition. Again, it's important to record yourself. I'm sure if you don't have a cell phone, maybe mom or dad, somebody you live with has either an iPad or a cellular device where you can film yourself, watch it back. You might be doing something that you're not aware of, whether it's grabbing onto your dress or your pants, or you're fidgeting with some jewelry. You want to review it so that you're aware of some of the little nervous habits you might be getting into that you're not even aware of. Also, practice timing yourself. At the nationals level, the time limit for personal introduction is different than at state. So at state, you only have 30 seconds. At nationals, you have 60 seconds. But just like the state competition, it's not required that you fill up every second. It just means that you cannot speak longer than 60 seconds. Just like state, you want to practice under that time limit because you're not quite sure if you're going to speak a little bit faster or slower at nationals when you're on stage. So build in some time. Memorize it, practice, and time it.
Hi everyone, my name is Carrie Volan and I am owner of Pageant Coaching and Designs in California.
Hi everyone, my name is Ariel Toma and I am a coach here at Pageant Coaching and Design. Also, formerly your National All-American Miss for the year 2023-2024. I am so excited to join you today for Crown Convos to talk about personal introduction and some tips and tricks along the way. First things first, let's talk about how do we even write an introduction, what do we include, and where do I get started? For me, I always really like to start any personal introduction with an exciting hook that gets the audience and the judges so interested in learning more about us and what makes us special and unique.
The first tip is related to how you practice. We like to do something we call record, review, and retry. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna set up your phone in your windowsill or have someone record it for you, and you're gonna watch back your personal introduction 3 ways. The first way you're gonna watch back is with both the audio and visual. So like you would normally watch a video, and that way you can see your voice synced with your gestures and your body language. The second way you're gonna watch it back is that you're actually going to mute the sound and just look at your body language. So that way you'll notice, am I overusing gestures? Do I look too stiff? Does my face look excited? It's a great way to evaluate the nonverbal communication. And lastly, I want you to listen to it with your eyes closed so you can really hear the inflections in your voice. And that's gonna be a great way for you to break speech patterns that might sound sing-songy, and to find the perfect voice for personal introduction.
Next thing we want to really think about is how we're talking during our personal introduction, how we're presenting ourselves. So logistics time, first things first is, how do you hold a microphone? If you hold it too high in your face, the judges can't see you. But if you hold it too far away, they can't hear you. So we want to find a middle ground. And for me, that is usually something along the lines of holding an ice cream cone. So somewhat a little bit parallel to your chin. And we gotta be careful about talking too softly or the mic won't pick us up, or too loudly, and then the mic has this like crazy reverb sound. You've all heard it before. If someone says like in the microphone too aggressively and the whole entire system kind of like reverbs, just be really careful while you practice, so that you are careful to not scare everybody awake in the personal introduction room.
You want to work on having a personal introduction that is conversational over presentational. And what I mean by that is, oftentimes with National American Miss, girls tend to sort of sing-song their intro. So the cadence is oftentimes where they go up with their words at the end, which is an unnatural speech pattern. So the best way to find a natural voice is to read your intro like you're reading something aloud in class. And then you can build up from that natural voice to add more excitement. And you want to make sure that your words are matching what are being said. So if someone is talking about being fun in their intro, we want to feel the fun. If someone is saying something heartfelt, we want to connect with that. So that will help your personal introduction to sound more conversational. And then lastly, we want to talk a little bit about gestures. So gestures are a helpful way to prevent you from looking too stiff during your personal introduction. You want to make sure you're suiting the action to the words and the words to the actions, but we don't want to overdo it. So we don't need to do, heart hands if we're talking about love, and from sunny California, we don't want to do too many hand gestures. We want to have a few choice movements that help highlight our point and make us stand out strong in our personal introduction.
All in all, personal introduction is just a time for the judges to get to know more about you and what makes you so special and unique. So really be sure to show your personality, be conversational, have fun with it, don't overthink it, and really just savor the moment, because you are only at NAM Nationals in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So really enjoy every moment, be present. You got this. Good luck.
It is possible to practice the interview competition. I know a lot of people don't really know how to practice interview because you're like, I don't know what the judges are going to be asking me. But there are several ways to practice. I mentioned earlier about going to Google or ChatGPT to find some interview questions, but also our state directors, Brianne and Ryan Ewing, have some resources on their website. It's namissinfo.com, and you can actually purchase some bundles of interview questions if you want to just see some examples. Another way to practice is to think of a couple things that you want to leave the interview room making sure that you shared with the judges. So pick 3 to 5 important things, whether it's you love to donate your time to the Ronald McDonald House, or you love to ride your bicycle. Maybe you love to travel and go on vacations. Think of some things that are important to you that you want to share with the judges, and don't memorize anything. Again, you want to be very genuine. You want to be relatable. You want to be realistic. You want to be authentic in your interview. But if you don't know how to answer a question and you have thought of these things that you want to share with the judges, then you can always find a way to bring it back to one of those talking points. I want to share with you a couple more ways to practice interview.
Hey ladies, it's Mary Swenson with Confidence in Poise, and I'm so excited to talk to you about 5 interview tips. All right, interview is my favorite area of competition, so I hope these help you guys out. Tip number 1, We're gonna wanna get rid of our shy girl energy. We want to be open and outward, not inward and closed. The whole point of the interview is for the judges to get to know you. So we wanna be outgoing and bubbly and talkative. Another basic tip too is always explain why you chose your answer. No one-word answers. Give me a little bit more than that. Always explain why you chose your answer. Again, leave that shy girl energy at the door. We're here to find out all about you. Tip number 2, we have know yourself. You need to know yourself in order to talk about yourself or share yourself with the judges. So I would recommend having your top 5 go-tos or passion points or talking points, things that really represent who you are. Maybe there's sports that you're in, your job, your future career goals, maybe your volunteer work. Have your top 5 talking points or things about you that you could always bring up with the judges. Kind of keep those ideas at the front of your mind so that whatever they ask you, you probably could use one of your go-tos or one of your talking points. Again, girls who know themselves well, do better in pageants because it's all about being able to articulate who you are to your pageant judges. All right, tip number 3, know why you're here and what you're here to do. We want to know why you love National American Miss so much. Know that in your heart and be able to clearly articulate that to your judges. And also know what you're going to do with this title, because it's not just about I want to win a crown. It's about becoming an amazing national title holder. So what are your goals? What are your plans? What are you going to do with this once in a lifetime opportunity? All right, tip number 4, shake off the nerves. Like Taylor Swift says, shake it off. We want to try to go into the interview being calm, cool, and collected. So I definitely recommend breathing exercises. A simple one I do with my pageant kids and my dance students is smell the roses, blow out the candles. Smell the roses, blow out the candles. We want that exhale to be longer so you can calm your heart rate, calm your breathing, get into a nice zen place for the interview so you come across as calm, cool, and collected and the nerves don't take over. All right, another tip with shaking off the nerves is positive affirmations. I'm a big believer in positive affirmations. Sometimes you have to remind yourself who you are. So speak positively about yourself, whether that's out loud or just in your head. I am beautiful. I am smart. I have what it takes. I'm ready for this. I'm prepared. Whatever you need to say to yourself to positively hype yourself up. One of my clients' favorite tips or mantras or positive affirmations for interview is, I am smart, well-spoken, and have a winning interview. So you just replay that to yourself in your head. I am smart, well-spoken, and have a winning interview. It helps to remind yourself of the amazing queen that you truly are. Last but not least, tip number 5, erase expectations. Take the pressure off yourself. Girls, this is supposed to be fun, and you've already made it so far just by being here. This is an epic accomplishment just by being at NAM Nationals. So really try to go in and enjoy the experience. Take the pressure off yourself, okay? Have a great time with it. I'll leave you with one of my favorite quotes. It is, express, not impress. We're not trying to impress anyone. We're just trying to express who we are to those judges. Another way to say that quote is, nothing to prove, only to share. You don't have anything to prove. You just have to share who you are and what you're all about. All right, ladies, I'm sending you all the best for your interviews. I know you are going to rock it and have an amazing time.
I'm sure you all know Bashara Dore, one of our overall national MCs. If you haven't met her yet, you will absolutely love her. She competed in pageants for years, including National American Miss, and was actually crowned the National American Miss one year. But one thing that her mom would do, she would set up interview parties. She would invite over her mom would invite her friends, some of her coworkers, and she would set up card tables in the basement of their home, and they would order pizza, and they would spend a couple hours sending Bashara through mock interviews. And it helped her hand her resume, sit down, because you want to remember you need to practice sitting how you're going to practice in your interview. I always say how you practice is how you're going to perform. So you want to practice sitting up straight and tall, hands in your lap, the way you're going to during your interview competition. And it really helped her, she told me, it helped her talk to other people, not just mom. And I do agree. I always interviewed better when I was interviewing with my mom's friends or my parents' friends because I wanted to show them what I could do and I would take it more seriously. So it's important to practice with the people you live with, but it's also really helpful to practice with people that you don't see on a daily basis. So let's talk about the formal wear modeling competition. You can practice the walking pattern at home. Like I mentioned, you have it in your hands. You got it in the mail and it is online. We even posted it on our official National American Miss Instagram account. So the walking pattern is new this year, but it does have some similar little head nods to the walking pattern of the past. You want to practice in your competition shoes. You can practice it by yourself, or if you do have an escort, our princesses, junior preteens, preteens, junior teens, and teens will have an escort on stage with them. You can practice with them at home as well. You can buy some painter's tape and put it on the floor. You can go outside to the sidewalk, use some sidewalk chalk, and I recommend marking some X's or put a paper plate on the ground at home, whatever it is, to help you get the guide of the stage and the walking pattern.
Hi, my name is Faith Tyrell, and I'm the owner of Queenies and Crowns Pageant Consulting. I am so honored to be a NAM national sponsor and really excited to share some tips and tricks to help you amplify your formal wear modeling and the required areas of competition. I wanted to take you through 3 key things that we can do to really maximize our stage presence when we hit the stage and try to wow the judges with our formal wear routine. So I'm going to take you through our first one. One of the most important things about being on stage is making sure that you're always making an effort to connect with your judges and your audience. So when you're standing in your poses and you're looking out into the crowd, we don't want to just look straight ahead and just look with our eyes. We always want to think of our eyes actually being on our chin and moving our head to each person that we're trying to connect with to maximize the effect of connection. Additionally, when we're walking on that stage, I know that we get excited and we all tend to rush, but for our second tip, I really want to encourage you to be as present as possible and take your time. When you're walking, there's no need to rush. I promise you that your parents are going to want to take in every second that they can of you on that national stage. You worked hard to be there. Take a deep breath, focus on that moment, and enjoy your time. Lastly, and most importantly, the very best recommendation that I can give is to enjoy yourself. When a girl is on stage and having the time of her life, the entire room can not only see it, but feel that energy. There is no amount of perfection or tips or tricks or modeling that is going to amplify the experience more than you having the time of your life. We will all be there cheering for you. I know me and my fellow coaching sponsors certainly will be in the back of that ballroom cheering you on, and I can't wait to see what you ladies accomplish.
Now, there's not a time limit for the walking pattern. However, it should be between 50 and 55 seconds. It should not ever be longer than 55 seconds. So, contrary to popular belief, slower doesn't always equal better. Now, you do want to take your time. You don't want to look rushed, but you do want to walk with a purpose. So, I recommend timing yourself when you are doing this walking pattern because you want to make sure that you are not going too slow. On the other hand, you also want to make sure you're not going too fast. Again, it is not actually timed, but I do recommend timing yourself at home and seeing how long it is taking you. Are you rushing off the stage? Are you turning into a track star and running way too fast? Or are you on stage for a minute and a half? You want to just see and kind of gauge where you are with that timing of the walking pattern. I recommend putting on instrumental music and walking to it as well. Practice smiling at the judges. When I was little, I would always line my couch with 5 to 10, whether it was stuffed animals or Barbie dolls, American Girl dolls, and I practiced making them judge 1, judge 2, judge 3, because again, how you practice is how you're going to perform. So practice making eye contact, practice smiling, practice where you're going to be looking when you are at those different marks. I really hope you're liking these tips, and if you are, make sure you hit that like button, and I want you to comment with like the best tip that someone has ever shared with you, because you might be able to help someone else. So how do we make the preparation and the practice enjoyable and not stressful? If you're anything like me, whenever I was a competitor, you are living, eating, breathing, and sleeping National American Miss and the preparation leading up to Nationals Week. You want to make sure that you are having fun while you're doing it. So you can combine the practice with family time. You can combine practice with your favorite playlist. I also really encourage you to record the process because from this week up until the week before nationals, you are going to see progress. So you can celebrate the little wins. You can celebrate how far you've come. Remember, growth is the goal, not perfection. I will say again and again, there is no such thing as perfection. People say practice makes perfect, but practice is going to make you prepared, which is ultimately going to lead you to feeling more confident. Okay, so now it is time for our weekly challenge. We want to see how you're preparing, whether it's a really big way you're preparing or a small way. Because this week's Crown Convos challenge is about practice in progress. So film a quick clip or snap a photo of how you're practicing. This could be your personal introduction rehearsal, your walking pattern rehearsal, or how you've set up your practice for interview. Submit your content using the form in the description.
It's not easy, but through practice and practice and practice, practice makes what? Absolutely not. Dismantle that belief system. Practice makes improvement. You can always better your best. You can always go beyond anything that you have ever done.
One winner will receive a custom merch bundle, and we will spotlight them on our social media next week.
Before we finish out this week's episode of Crown Convos, let's take a look at last week's winner. And I can't wait to see what your entries look like this week.
Now we have something extra special for the storytellers out there. If you love expressing yourself, whether it's through writing, journaling, poetry, maybe you write creative essays, we have the perfect optional competition for you. It's called Young Author. And this event is judged before we even get to nationals. So there's really no added pressure. You will simply submit your original written piece and you're done. You don't have to worry about buying another outfit. There's no schedule conflicts. It's just your words, your creativity, and your heart. For the next few hours, you can enter Young Author at a special discounted price using the form linked below. We simply don't talk about this optional enough, but it's truly one of the most meaningful, especially for the contestants who have something really unique to say. That's everything for this week's Crown Combo. Now it's time for your questions.
Last week, our only question came regarding the new formal wear pattern. The question was asked if you all could be provided a demo of that new pattern in action. The answer is absolutely. I've got you, girlfriend. Tune in next week for an example of some do's and don'ts when it comes to that new walking pattern.
Thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. Your preparation really matters, and you don't have to do it alone. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on what's coming up next week. We'll see you soon.